unborn child. And there is an entire chapter devoted to the unborn child in Srimad Bhagavatam. And it speaks about the development of the unborn child and the prayers of the unborn child. And I think that's very significant every time we want to speak about Krishna and we want to speak about such an occasion. So let's chant. जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, जय श्री श्रील गोपाल जी की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र युग धर्म की। हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Go Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki. Nikesh Prabhu, are your neighbors all right? Where are you? You're there. No, have you told them? You sure? Huh? Okay, because sometimes, we have nice kirtan and then it's evening. Your neighborhood is very quiet. So I was just afraid that, someone may say what's happening. Next week we have Julan Yatra. So that's the entire week we actually swing the beautiful swing, the Julan for Radha and Krishna. And many years ago we had it at somebody's house in a condo. And the thing is, at that time he didn't inform his neighbor that he was going to have a program. And our kirtan continued for, I think, about 2 hours. And hundreds of people were coming in and out, in and out. So it was just going on and on and on. And then finally his neighbor came in and she was shouting at the top of her voice, "Why is there so much noise?" And then he was very quick. He immediately got her some prasadam. He gave her a big plate and he told her, this is a celebration, I should have told you earlier, and I'm giving you a plate of prasadam. And the moment she saw prasadam, she became very happy. So what happens, we normally tell devotees that when you want to have a program, give prasadam before the program. Then your neighbors become happy and they're all right. No, I'm asking that because if you're all right, then I think we should chant for another 10 minutes more before we speak from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's try and do that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र युग धर्म की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. So we want to welcome all devotees today, and it's a very auspicious time for us to read and chant and hear the names of the Lord. I think we're all here because of the fact that Ankita Mataji, it's a very auspicious time, and we are praying, for the safe delivery of the child. And in our tradition, we have a ceremony known as a Garbhadan Samskar ceremony. It's a very important ceremony that we do. Vedically, it has been practiced for thousands of years. And the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that the atmosphere in which the unborn child is growing up in is in a very auspicious moment. We all know that the unborn child is in the womb of the mother for approximately 9 months. In Vedic calculation, we consider it 10 months, actually, time of inception. And that normally medical science does not count it. Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, has an entire chapter which is dedicated to the movement of the living entity within the womb of the mother. And it is very important for us to understand that point. It is stated in Bhagavatam that the unborn child comes into the womb of the mother not by accident. This is the first principle to be understood. The child comes not also because of the combination of the mother and the father's energy. Very often we think conception is only the combination of the father and the mother's energy, and that is how conception takes place. But in our scriptures, it is not stated that way. It is stated that the energy of the male and the female may be there, but they are nothing more than vehicles or platforms. It is the super soul, it is the Supreme Lord who actually decides and selects according to the living entity's karmas, according to the living entity's spiritual state, according to the living entity's pious activities. It is the Lord who decides where and when which soul should go into which womb. So there is nothing accidental about us having children. This is a very important point that Bhagavatam wants us to tell, wants us to understand. Sometimes we think, that when a child comes into the world, we are so happy for the child. Then as the child grows up and the child becomes not, as pleasant as the child was when they were young, then we start thinking, my God, what have I got? Many parents think that way, but they don't say it, of course. But it happens. But we don't realize that neither did the parents select the children, nor did the children select the parents. You never had a lottery before you were born to select this parent and that parent. Krishna did not give you that opportunity, because he will select who you should be born to, and he will select who should be born to whom. This is the first point to understand. Therefore, this changes the way we see birth. Because whereas in this material world, we very often see birth as, okay, someone has come to me, I have to do my duty. But from a spiritual point of view, whatever that is being given to us is always being given as prasad. This is very important. Whatever that we take, whatever that we offer, we take it from Krishna, but we take it with gratitude. And whatever that we are going to give, we always offer it to Krishna before we ourselves use it. That is the meaning of prasad. So even children are selected by the Lord, and they are selected, Bhagavatam says, according to each and every one of our karmic effects. So in other words, for Prabhu and Mataji, it is the combined nature of your selected pious activities that will result in the child being selected for your womb. This is the point that we must understand. So nothing is excess. Every child that comes has a purpose. So when we understand that, in this chapter, Bhagavatam tells us that a child who is born to a parent or parents, that child is not the property of the parents. This is the second point to understand. If we think this is my child, then we are mistaken, because we had no selection process. We were given this child by the mercy of Krishna. It appears as if we worked hard to obtain the child or conceive the child, but conception cannot happen until he sanctions it. You may stand upside down for 60,000 years praying that you will conceive, but until and unless Krishna sanctions, it will not happen. So therefore, Bhagavatam recites another important verse from Ishopanishad, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. In other words, everything in this material world, animate and inanimate, they are all coming from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate. Everything is emanating from him. Therefore, when a child comes into our lives, that child is not our property. It is the property of the Lord. So what is our role? Our role is to be a servant of Krishna. And our role is to be an instrument of the Lord. And so what should be our view of our children, our parents, our husbands, our wives? The first thing we should remember is they don't belong to us. They were gifted to us. And therefore our duty is to serve them. So the key point to be understood whenever birth takes place is that the moment the child comes into the world, our mood towards the child is one of service and not one of ownership. If the child really belonged to us, then at the point of our death also child will come with us. But at the point of death, nothing comes with us. Nothing. So therefore, the child is not ours. So therefore, the child is the property always of the Supreme Lord. And our duty is to serve our children. Our duty is to serve our parents. Our duty is to serve our husbands, our wives. In that way, all our relationships become easily regulated. And they have meaning. Otherwise, what happens is, we tend to think that this person belongs to me. And I must tell you what to do, what not to do. But if you approach anyone in the service or in the mood of service, then you are free from whatever that is going to come. Because the child, Bhagavatam says, also comes with its own sets of karmas. And that we don't know what will happen. Only when the child comes into the world, then we know what will happen actually. So this is the three things that we must remember coming from our sastras. Then the sastras tell us something very important. On the first night of conception, right? the women's energy and the men's energy will mix. And Bhagavatam says on the 5th night after mixture, that moisture of the mixture actually ferments to become a bubble, very small bubble. On the 10th night after conception, that bubble will develop to a form which is the size of a plum. You know the fruit, the plum fruit? Very small, it is like that. So the 1st night, the 5th night, and the 10th night. And after the 10th night, Bhagavatam tells us, it gradually turns into a lump of flesh, which develops into an embryo. This is a very important point. And if you have done medical studies and if you've spoken to your gynaes and all, they will tell you that Bhagavatam's description of conception and development of the child is very close to medical science. And yet these sastras were written thousands and thousands of years ago, which shows us the treasure of our Vedic heritage. Then Bhagavatam goes on to say that in 1 month, in a course of a month, the semblance of a head of a child is actually formed. And as it goes on, the feet and the legs will come towards the end of the 2 months. And after the head and the feet have taken shape, by the end of 3 months, the nails, fingernails, the toes, right, the shape of the limbs, they all take place actually. And then Bhagavatam tells us that as after the 3rd month to the 6th month, the organs of evacuation, the organs of generation, and the other organs which become the vital organs, they slowly begin to develop in the child. By the time the child comes very close to the date of coming into this world, 7 months, the trimester, the last trimester, Bhagavatam tells us the child is actually placed in a very, very awkward situation in the womb. Very awkward. Bhagavatam says the mother is very happy, but the child is suffering because the child is arched almost like a bow in the womb of the mother. And Bhagavatam says if the mother is not a devotee, then she will be not very careful with the way she eats. And whatever that she eats is going to the child. Through the cord, it is going to the child. So if the mother likes plenty of chili, the child has to suffer with the chili. If the mother likes plenty of onions and garlic, which is in the mode of passion, the child receives that also. And the child will have to react to that. So Bhagavatam tells us it is so important during the 9 months that both mother and father are in the mood where whatever that they are consuming is Krishna Prasad. Because then whatever that you take, that is being given to the child. And at that moment in time, Bhagavatam has a very nice description of the womb. It says the womb is not a cool place to be. There is no AC, right? And there's no light in the womb. The child is placed for 9 months in darkness. The child is arched like a bow, right? But the arch of a bow is there only for a certain period of time, and then the arrow is let go, isn't it? And then the bow comes back to its place. But Bhagavatam tells us for a child, the child has no respite. The child has to remain in that position until the child is ready to come into this world. So therefore, contrary to what we think, even before we are born into this world, our difficulties have already begun. This is the point we have to accept. Srimad Bhagavatam and our Sastras, they cut through what is considered to be nice to hear and what is considered to be right to hear. Truth is never palatable always, but it wakes us up to the fact that this material world is known as Mrityu-loka. This material world is known as Ashashvatam. It is a place which is temporary and it is a place which is miserable. This is the nature of the world. The moment we are born into the world, no child comes into this world smiling and laughing. Every child comes into this world crying. If the child doesn't cry, the doctor gives the child a good pat on the back, and when the child cries, everybody laughs. And Bhagavatam says this is the irony of this material world, that we think that having a child come into this world is very auspicious, but it is only auspicious if the parents can give the child spiritual life. If you can give the child the taste of God consciousness, if you can give the child the understanding of what is the purpose of this human body, then that birth has merit. Otherwise, what happens is You bring a child into this world, but if you don't give them Krishna, they grow up having to face so much of material challenges. They will try to find material solutions to material problems. And very often, Bhagavatam says, Dukkhaushadam tadapi dukkha matadhyayam. The material solutions of this material world are very often more difficult and complicated than the material problems themselves. Very simple example, you go to a doctor and you say, doctor, I have a bad gastric, or maybe I have a bad headache. Okay, doctor needs to prescribe something more than a Panadol. He gives you something strong. So that's a material solution to a material problem. Then the doctor, before he goes, says, listen, I have to give you antacid, because the medicine is so strong that you will also end up having gastric. Now, you just solved a material solution, a material problem with a material solution, but you created another problem. And now he's going to give you another solution to that problem. And with that will come another problem. So in this material world, without putting Krishna in the center to resolve our problems and our solutions are the same. They are both problematic in the end. But if you put Krishna in the center, then all problems become meaningful, because you're engaging with Krishna, even though it is very challenging in this material world. So that is why when birth is imminent, Bhagavatam tells us it is our tradition to speak about this point and to tell the mother-to-be and father-to-be that as the child comes into this world, Bhagavatam says the child actually begins to pray to Krishna. At the point of the 8th month to the 9th month, the child attains consciousness in the womb. There is brain activity. Now, if you go into your doctor will say the child is not brain dead. The child is actually brain active. And Bhagavatam says the same thing. And it says that at that point of time, the child begins to have consciousness. But you know, Krishna is so kind to the child in the womb that because the child is in so much difficulty and pain, Krishna is also in the womb with the child. Because the moment life comes into the child, Krishna as the super soul will remain in the child's heart. He is known as Akanda Bodham. He is unlimited, and he is unlimitedly intelligent. And he resides in the heart with the child. And the child realizes that I have no companion in this entire darkness except the Supreme Lord, who is living with me as Paramatma, who is actually with me. My parents are no doubt helping me to come to this world, but the Lord is so kind, even before I've come to the world, he is with me. And Krishna is so kind, Bhagavatam tells us, that in the last 2 months before the child comes, the child attains consciousness of who it is actually and who is Krishna. And this is very important. And before the child comes into the world, the child actually chants prayers in the womb of its mother. And these prayers are specifically directed to the Supreme Lord. It's a very, very nice point. I just want to chant one prayer, which is really beautiful. And with that, you will understand why these prayers are so important. Tasyo pasannam avitum jagat ichchayataha nana taro bhuvi chalaccharanarvindam soham vrajami shravanam hi akuto bhayam me yene drishi gatir adarshi asato anurupaha. The child in the womb, this is the first prayer of the child in the womb. The child prays very nicely. The child tells to its father, its real father, the Supreme Father. The human soul says, I take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I take shelter of him because he has various eternal pastimes. And he walks in on this earth with his beautiful lotus feet. So Krishna is being remembered by the child in the womb. And that's why Krishna is addressed by the child as Chalat Charanarvindam, one whose lotus feet is touching the earth. When Krishna was in this world, he walked in Vrindavan, he walked in Dwarka, he walked in Mathura. So the child is remembering that. So the child says, Krishna, you are the one true Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you're so kind that you have walked amongst all the living entities and you have given them your mercy. Now he says something very important. I take shelter of him only. This is very important. In this material world, we are so used to taking shelter of someone whom we find reliable, someone we look up to. And it's natural. We look up to our parents, and we see they are reliable, so we take shelter of them. But Bhagavatam says, no matter what shelter there is in this material world, every shelter is temporary. No shelter will remain forever. Your parents will pass. Your children will pass. You will pass. Everyone will pass. So the shelter we speak about is never permanent. Imagine having a heavy storm and you go under a temporary shelter, and suddenly the shelter is lifted. You get wet. So the child is saying something important. I am taking shelter of only you, Krishna. Only you. And now the reason he gives is very important. He says, I take shelter of only you because only you can give me relief from all kinds of distresses in my heart. This is the reason we take shelter of Krishna. Because except for Krishna, nobody else can relieve the difficulties, the anxieties that we face. Only when we turn to Krishna do we find relief from these difficulties. And then he says something very important. It is only from you that I've received this human body. And this human body is befitting all my previous activities. So the child is saying that whatever body you have given me, Krishna, it is perfect and it is perfectly suitable for me. It is not that I need a better body or I need a lesser body. Whatever you give me is exactly meant for me. Have you heard of this phrase that sometimes modern people say? If they ask you, are you all right? They sometimes tell you, I'm exactly where I am supposed to be. That point is what Bhagavatam is saying. The child says to Krishna, I'm exactly where I am. I'm going through all these trials and tribulations because whatever I'm getting is befitting my activities. This is the mood in which the child prays. And the child prays 10, 15 shlokas like this, beautiful prayers. And at the end of the prayers, right, it is time for the child to be born. So that time is coming. Now as we are seated here, daily, right, the child has the capacity of consciousness. And every one of us have chanted prayers to Krishna. But we have all forgotten it now. You know why? Because I haven't ended. Now comes the ending. At the point when the child is coming to this world, the force of the air, right, Ayurvedically, the force of the air that has to push the child through the womb of the mother is so forceful that whatever consciousness the child has initially of Krishna is literally wiped out. And the child comes into this world thinking that it is a very new being. And it starts crying because it doesn't realize, or it realizes but doesn't understand, that in the womb, the only relief that it had was the Sangha of Krishna. And now it has lost that Sangha. And the child comes into this world and it is crying. And while it is crying, everybody is rejoicing. Because they say, child is born. But the child, Bhagavatam says, is thinking, I'm born into this world, but I have forgotten all my prayers to Krishna. And that is why the child is feeling that pain, the pain of separation, of remembrance of Krishna. Which is why in our tradition, when the child comes into the world, immediately, in whatever traditions we are in, we start performing spiritual activities for the child. We chant prayers for the child. When Krishna himself appeared in Brajabhumi, all the gopis chanted wonderful auspicious kirtan. And they chanted the names of the Lord. Even though the Lord himself came, they chanted his names for him. And he was very happy. So when the child comes, or when the child is about to come, such a program is considered very, very auspicious. Because while we are all hearing, the greatest listener is the unborn child. Right? The unseen guest in our house is the most ardent and most attentive listener. Because at this moment, the child is absorbing everything we are saying. The only thing the child is not doing is going live. We are going live, by the way. But the child is there. And the child is more alive than you and me. Because we are speaking about Krishna. So Mataji, this is a very auspicious period. And though material life is so challenging, and though the moment we are born into this world, we will face challenges, if we have Krishna with us, then whatever challenges that come, Krishna will give us the strength to face it. On our own, we cannot face these challenges. But with Krishna's strength, we can. You know, in the Mahabharata war, just when the Mahabharata was ending, Ashwatthama, you must know about him. he dispatched a powerful Brahmastra weapon, which is considered to be like a nuclear weapon from Mahabharata. And it was coming towards, the Pandavas, it was coming towards Uttara, it was coming towards the unborn Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Mother Uttara. And at that point of time, the aim of Ashwatthama was to destroy the child. But Uttara had the Pandavas in front of her. She had the glorious Pandavas, she had Mother Kunti, she had great devotees. She could have turned to them to say, please save me. Arjuna, all the great warriors were there. You know what she did? She turned to Krishna and she said, Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate. That's all she said. She said, Krishna, you are the master of all the yogis. You are the master of all the mystics. And only you can protect us actually. So what only thing Uttara did was she stood there and she just chanted Krishna's names. And she chanted these beautiful shlokas. And even though Krishna was standing in front of her, because he's absolute and transcendental, he entered into her womb in the form of the super soul. And he shielded Parikshit Maharaj, the unborn child, from the force of the Brahmastra. And that is why Parikshit Maharaj is exalted, and that is why Krishna is so exalted. So we should never lose our faith that whatever happens to us, whatever that is coming now, see the hand of Krishna. See what Krishna wants us to learn and take it back with us. In that way, the devotee is peaceful. Even though the whole world is in turmoil, we are very peaceful. We are very peaceful. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Dugopalji ki, Yatai Gaura Premanjana. Shall we chant Krishna's names before we end? Your neighbors are okay, Kesh Prabhu? Okay, very good. Let's chant. And remember, as we are chanting, the child is hearing. And the more you hear kirtan and all, when the child is in the womb, the children come out really enjoying kirtan. They do. I have seen one thing, when children are born into this world, and before that the parents have been living a life of spirituality, the children take to kirtan very easily. They sleep very well. When the more louder the kirtan goes, the more sleepy the child becomes. Because they're very habituated to it, you see. And because we are eating Krishna Prasad, the children are very happy. They take to it very easily. So this is the power of Krishna consciousness. In today's modern world also, people tell you, play sweet music, soft music for the child, so child becomes peaceful. All of this is coming from our scriptures, except that we put Krishna in the center. So let's chant Krishna's names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Your turn. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, holy name, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, holy name, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji ki, Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ji ki, Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ji ki, Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki, Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnavinda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudeva ki, Nitai Gaur Premanjana. So thank you Nikesh Prabhu, Ankita Mataji and family for having us over. And thank you to all the devotees who have come. So nice to see so many devotees. I felt like I was in Sadhu Vaswani Center actually.